I think what made the Lows so important as members of our trustees and what makes them so important in their community is they are doers, and they have contributed significantly as servant leaders in a wide variety of areas.
Peter and Betsy were very instrumental in the expansion of the Huntsville Museum of Art, and that was in 2008 to 2010. They co-chaired that major capital campaign.
When you start talking about a community, there are a finite number of doers, people who actually will get out there and make sure that it happens. And Peter and Betsy are two of those people in this community that when they saw the need, when they saw what the art museum does for this community and what having an art museum meant to this community, when they were asked to co-chair the campaign to grow this museum, I don't think there was any hesitation. They said yes.
They're very energetic people, and they have worked extremely hard, particularly for the museum, and just like they both are very active in anything that they encounter, So I think if it were not for the Lows, and a few other people, of course, but the Lows primarily, we wouldn't have this museum, which has been such an asset to this whole community.
Huntsville and the museum has so much to be proud of, and the Lows lead by example. The board, staff, and I are so grateful for all they have done and continue to do for so many in this community.
They are very considerate, thoughtful people. They're very generous with their time and their assets. They do a lot in the community.
The art museum is where it is today because of hard work of a lot of people, and especially Peter and Betsy, especially Betsy, because she's been on the board for a long, long time.
I had heard it said, first impressions are lasting impressions. I saw kindness, I saw genuineness, and as years passed and I got to know her up close, those things just evolved.
They get interested in something and they go to work on it in the background very quietly. They don't love to be out front. Peter's on the board, been on the board at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, and he's still on several committees down there.
And this campus has won numerous awards as one of the most beautiful campuses in the country, and I would give the majority of credit for that to Peter Low, because he had a rare ability to keep a vision of the entire campus.
The Lows are the kind of people that are so generous, but they're also the kind of people that like to do it behind the scenes.
They are always trying to do something to better what we already have. But the neat thing about them is they don't go around telling everybody. They are one that want to do the best, but they don't need to toot their own horn.
If you look at Peter and Betsy's involvement in the museum, they've done the heavy lifting. Not only have they been visionaries, but they've been willing to work with other people to get things done. They're definitely feet on the ground, their hands, they're working hard every day to make sure this museum stays the center of the art scene in Huntsville.
Everything that they do, Peter and Betsy do for the good of the community, not for the good and betterment of Peter and Betsy.
We love them, but we also admire them. And, Peter and Betsy have done so much for this community, for the state, but we've seen them, I know they reach out in quiet ways to people, and I admire that so much about them too.
What else can I say? They're just fabulous people. They're just humble, kind, full of integrity. They're just wonderful people.